Nothing but a little rich kid that has never had to work in his life, so he's going to learn with us working guys that had to work our way up how it works.
This will go down as the all-time incredible finish at Talladega. On the outside, Wallace moving. Hillen stays first. Richmond drops on the inside in the 25 through the tri-oval. Here they come for the line. Hillen wins it.
Every racing story starts somewhere. Dirt.
But Kyle Larson on a turn 4 down the front straightaway sweeps the weekend of Port Royal.
Or asphalt.
But it'll be Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch wins in California.
Get it.
Talented.
Eric Jones has won at Daytona.
Or gifted.
Checkers are out, and they are down, and it is Jeff Gordon victorious this evening on this Memorial Weekend at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
In absolute tears, he finally wins his first ever Winston Cup victory here in one of the biggest races of them all.
Rich.
Austin Dillon wins the 60th running of the Great American Race, turning the number 3 to victory lane, and he just did a slide to replicate what Dale did when he won it in the 320 years ago.
Or poor.
And here they come, and I think Cole's got the advantage on him. He does. He wins it. Cole Reddy has won it. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
But in every sport, if you have enough talent and skill, you'll always have a chance to make it. But in the last several years of motorsports, something changed. It no longer mattered how good you were or how hard you worked. All that mattered was that you had money or a famous last name. In the old days, guys would slave away working on their race cars just to put food on the table. These days, it seems like their daddies just pop out the checkbook. I don't blame any young driver for taking that route though. What else were they supposed to do? Give up on their dreams and let the poor kids race? No. NASCAR needs a better system for finding underprivileged talent. I'm not saying I have a solution, but at least I'm not lying to myself by saying this is okay. Then you come to the drivers that are undeservedly labeled silver spoons. Jeff Gordon was labeled a silver spoon throughout his career, even though his stepfather worked on motorized scooters for the handicapped, and his mother worked at the hospital. Jimmy Johnson was also incorrectly labeled in the same way. Jimmy's dad worked with heavy machinery, and his mom was a school bus driver. But Jeff and Jimmy entered the sport when money wasn't so important, and when driving talent was the sole component. Who am I kidding? The hard-working days, where everyone had a fair shot, weren't exactly that simple. Don't forget, Dale Sr.'s father, Ralph, was a very good driver, and Richard Petty's father, Lee, is a NASCAR Hall of Famer. Even in the old days, your last name still helped your cause in motorsports. But those guys still had to work incredibly hard and were undeservedly labeled daddy's boys early in their careers. Kevin Harvick and Tony Stewart are two guys that have been very vocal about racing against rich kids.
That's the dumbest shit you can do, I swear to God.
Here's a few examples.
Harvick still stays in front. Harvick up about a half a line. Around goes Harvick. Around goes Ty Dillon. And Matt Crafton's able to get through. And the way they were racing and around, the 3 is trying to get that 14 turned around.
Don't get the bad end of it here.
I think he's trying to spin him out. He hadn't any luck yet, but it looks like he's not giving up. That'll probably earn both those drivers
a visit,
a trip to the NASCAR trailer after this race.
I think they're going to have to make a visit, probably potentially.
Probably as well as the RCR trailer, I would think.
There's nothing that kid could do. Looks like NASCAR's saying.
Cruz coming out to try to talk with, voice their displeasure with the 14 of Kevin Harvick. That's the 3 team that was out there. Harvick's got the window net down on that 14.
I'm not sure if Kevin has the window net down or they took the window net down for him. He took it down. I believe
it was down. He's parked right in front of the 3, so the 3 can't get in and stall.
The official's doing his best to maintain order, doing a great job actually to get those guys away from the truck.
And once again, the hard part to comprehend is that's a 3,400-pound truck that these guys are messing with right now.
3 just dumped me. Exactly the reason why I'm leaving RCR, because you got those kids coming up and they got no respect for what they do in this sport, and they've had everything fed to them with a spoon. So I cut him slack all day, and you know, he just dive bombs me in there, dumps me. So just got to thank all these Anderson Syrup guys for everything that they do. It's a shame you got to get taken out by some rich kid like that.
It was just hard racing there, and we definitely had a faster car, and he was kind of hogging the bottom. And I just kept diving to the inside, and as you can see there, I was low, and he kept chopping down. So you know, it's getting down to the end of the race, and I gave him a tap, and he got sideways. Then he hit the brakes to try and brake check me in the middle of the corner, and the 88 hit me and just finished him off. I can't believe that kind of happened. You know, that stunk, the wreck part, but to tear a truck up after the race and totally take us out of the race, and then not to stick around after the race to walk off. Not even wanting to say anything to me. I'm sure he's tweeting something now about it. So can't even face me after it. I'm pretty disappointed in the things that just went down. I used to look up to that guy, but I guess he doesn't understand the circumstances, what's going on. I understand it's tough racing down there in 1 and 2. At Martinsville, you know, we wrecked, but to tear a truck up after the race and act like a punk on the track and on pit road and stop my pit road on my pit stall where my guys were coming out, that was pretty ridiculous, and not happy with him. And then for him to not even stick around, that's pretty sad too.
And boy, Tony Stewart is after Logano.
Well, I did see some punches thrown today. You can't say they're just pushing each other. Not sure what went on between Stewart and Logano.
Now, Stewart could have been reacting to the restart, where Logano came way down the track to block Tony, who had a run on the inside.
Tony, what angered you at the end of the race? What did you take issue with?
What the hell do you think I was mad about? The dumb little runs us clear down to the infield. He wants to about everybody else, and he's the one that drives like a little. I'm gonna bust his ass.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Joey, here's the restart. Just spoke to Tony Stewart. He was really angry. Tell us what happened on the restart.
Yeah, I mean, I had to throw the block there. That was a race for the lead, and I felt like if the 14 got underneath me, that was going to be the end of my opportunity to win the race. So I was just trying to protect the spot I had, and I was actually pedaling because I couldn't keep the 18 to the line. I was actually faster than the 18 getting the tires hooked up. And then, you know, I'm trying to stagger myself, make sure I don't beat into the line, and then I had to block the 14's run because I was pedaling it. So I'll talk to him, and we'll see what happens. But, you know, I don't know where he finished decent, so we'll talk about it some more.
It's a great one here between Austin Dillon and Denny Hamilton, looks like.
We can't totally. Uh-oh, here we go. Denny Hamlin and the 3 team. That is Danny Stockman there in the glasses. He's the crew chief for Austin Dillon. There's Ty Dillon in the mix as well, Austin's brother. And Jamie's right there, so let's find out what's this all about.
Well, Denny, you had some choice words there. Where exactly did that start? What happened?
Well, he's got to give room. That's why he always gets wrecked at Bristol and a couple other racetracks. First of all, he got his ride because of his name. Second of all, you got to take advantage of the opportunity. If he's points racing, you can't crowd a guy that's running. I'm on the bottom. I'm all the way to the apron. So I'm doing everything I can. Then after the checkered flag, he wants to run into me. So I run him into the fence. So Danny says, look, he ain't got to fix it. Well, maybe he needs to take his little ass over there and fix his race cars if he wants to keep wrecking. So he needs to learn a lesson.
All right, there's Denny's side of the story. Marty?
and very outspoken, to say the least. And there is Austin Dillon as he is walking back towards his hauler.
What makes a driver just a rich kid?
Checkered flag is up, and Ward Burton is going to win the 44th Daytona 500. Bill Davis Racing and Ward Burton have just won the Great American Race.
The Burton brothers' racing careers were funded by their family's very successful construction business. But we never heard public criticisms about their path to the sport. Maybe because they seemed like such southern root blue-collar guys that we never questioned whether they had the money or not growing up. But at the end of the day, it didn't matter how they got there, because they both still had to work their asses off to survive in this unforgiving sport. The Sadler brothers also had their racing careers funded by their parents. They had very successful car dealerships, but they weren't labeled silver spoons. Paul Menard is an example of someone who had, and quote by Tony Stewart, just enough money and talent to always be in the way. Paul's father, John Menard, and his 350 stores across America are worth $12 billion annually.
Paul, do you think they're going to have the gutters I'm looking for?
You mean like these gutters? With over 58,000 items in stock, Menards has just what you need.
Menards has everything you need to help you get your project done. How about some donuts?
I love donuts.
Well, the rich have become richer as the pandemic drags on, and Eau Claire's John Menard Jr. benefits from that trend.
His wealth has grown massively in just a few years. Felicity Bosk breaks down why this trend is happening.
John Menard owns more than 300 department stores across the country and is the richest person in Wisconsin.
His family with such a long racing history in Indianapolis, they'll kiss the bricks together now. Paul Menard wins the Brickyard 400.
Paul, with the backing of the Menard sponsor, always kept him with a ride, and with 471 starts over 16 years, only scored one victory in a fuel mileage race in the Brickyard 400. We never heard anything about Paul being a Silver Spoon Weekly, even though he may have been the biggest one in NASCAR history. Look at Austin Cindric. His father is an executive at Penske Racing and got his son a ride. But at least Austin Cindric seized the opportunity. Now he's an Xfinity Series champion.
The 22-year-old Austin Cindric is the Xfinity Series champion.
And a Daytona 500 champion.
Way up high to block Ryan Blaney, and at the line, Cindric beats Bubba Wallace by half a car length, and they crash going into turn one.
And the two cars never won.
Holy cow's right, kid. You just won the biggest race of your life. 23-year-old Austin.
Joey Logano has the lead as the caution comes out.
You know what? You got to run it out of gas, and because you're done anyway if you come in at this point for fuel.
There he is. He gets his first career win. 19 years old, 1 month and 4 days. Logano, the youngest winner in Cup history, breaks Kyle Busch's record.
And here they come through turn four. Gilliland, former pole sitter of the 500. Edwards has room underneath. Now he pushes Trevor Bayne.
It's over.
Cinderella
Trevor Bayne is going to win the Daytona 500.
Unbelievable.
Happy birthday, Trevor Bayne, 20 years old. Are you kidding me? What?
Trevor Bayne becomes the second youngest race winner in Sprint Cup Series history. The racing continues. Austin Dillon up front. They shifted him. It's going to be a big one. And now around goes the 3 in front of the pack. They're all collected. The 11 with damage, the 22 as well.
You see those clouds building, so this could be a race off pit road that could decide the winner of this race, or your decision of whether or not you're going to come down pit road at all.
Kurt Busch was one of those guys that was out on the racetrack leading the race, hoping that we would catch some weather and he would maybe declare the winner, but he has decided to come down pit road, get service.
So Justin Haley on our scoring monitor showed as the race leader.
I thought that this race was going to get started again rather quickly, and this is going to delay it, if not in the race. You're seeing it live. There's your winner.
He's being told right now. Justin Haley has won his first ever Monster Energy Cup Series race.
Chase Elliott almost home free. Truex wide in the corner.
He looks to be in great shape, but the mistake that he made in 1 again cannot be replicated here in turn 6.
Truex is out of fuel.
Truex is out. Now Chase can just cruise to victory lane.
His spotter lets him know he's out of fuel. Chase Elliott comes out of turn number 7. The crowd roars. They're going to see for the first time Chase Elliott win in the Monster Energy Cup Series. The 22-year-old Chase Elliott wins in the Monster Energy Cup Series for the first time.
Look, I'm not defending these young kids, but I think most of the time, the hate is undeserved. They can't control who their parents are and how much money they have. All they can do is try to make the best out of their situation. I don't care who the Dillon's grandfather is. I don't care if Martin Truex had a rich father that owned a commercial fishing company. I don't care that Chase Elliott's father won Most Popular Driver 16 times and used that leverage to get his son in the best ride possible. I don't care that Kyle Larson's family was basically broke.
Where are you starting? Pole position. But what are you going to finish? First. All right.
I don't care that Joey Logano's father sold his entire company, forged his son's birth certificate, and sacrificed everything to ensure Joey got a shot. No matter what the story truly is, people will always twist a driver's upbringing to fit their narrative and ignore the fact that the real rich kids are right in front of their eyes. It truly sucks that the best drivers on earth are probably hidden in plain sight. It might even be you. But until we figure out a better system, let's just shut up and race.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. Your check is I'm chess, what's happening next? Yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me.